up, everybody? It's Nick here from thegamerx.com, here with Harvard, the senior producer of Starhawk, exclusively on the PlayStation 3. He's going to go ahead and give us a little run-through of Starhawk, and then we're going to get into the good stuff. So, Harvard, what are you showing us today?
I am showing you one of our solo play missions here. This is Emmett Graves. He's our hero. He's afflicted by this horrible curse, this rift energy infection that's rampant throughout the universe, and basically is what's causing all these guys down here, the outcasts, to be kind of pissed off. So, what I'm doing here now, I'm going to run through this pretty quick so you can get to the good stuff. This is a rift energy area. I need to go down and cap that. Basically, I got to take over this area, and then I'm going to defend it. Now, that's Cutter up on the left-hand side. He's my gear man. He's up in the orbit in his own dropship, and he's the one that's responsible for making all the toys that I have, as well as sending down all the toys from space. There we go. Now what we got here, what we felt, we approached Starhawk in such a way that we really feel like shooters, while, you know, there are some fantastic ones out there now, and we all know that it's a fantastic genre, it's also feeling like it's getting a little bit stale. We wanted to basically change it up a little bit, give players a lot more choice, instead of feeling like they're on a kind of carnival ride, funhouse ride, where everything is completely scripted. We wanted to make sure that the players had, basically, are given challenges, tasks within the story mission, and then they can face them however they want. Now, we do have certain moments that we script to make sure that essentially there are points where, you know, you get key things, you find out about the story in key areas, but generally, from a gameplay standpoint, the player has an immense amount of freedom to do really whatever they want. Right now, I'm just killing these guys to get them out of the way. But, you know, this kind of shows a little bit of the shooter gameplay. You can see the over-the-shoulder. A lot of the players ask me about no-scoping, which I'm horrible at. There we go, which we obviously do have. There's a ton of weapons. It's all about epic firefights. There's a ton of vehicles. There's a ton of buildings you're going to see. And, of course, weaponry and stuff like that. Whoops, where is he? There he is. Let's just take him out really quick. And for good measure, we'll just kill him there. Now these guys, basically what happens is they get infected by this rift energy, which is right there. It is infecting and pushing out their skeleton. So you see them all with these exoskeletons. And the more they get infected, the kind of nastier this whole skeleton gets pushed out, and they get really big and horrible. Now this is what we have. This is called a rig. It essentially caps this oil, what is figuratively an oil well. In our case, it's rift energy. It's the only spot in the game where I have to build that there. Everything else I can build anywhere I want, provided that, you know, there's room, or, you know, there's not a particular, maybe there's, I don't know, a rock there or something, some business like that. But if I want to build stuff up, you know, say on top of that ridge, I can do it. Now, it may not be the best thing to do for the mission, but, you know, that's your choice if you want to do that. So we'll have players going back through, and I've seen players play this so many different ways. It's just this great. I do a particular way I like to do it, because I think it shows off the game in the best way, but, you know, I've seen it shown plenty of different ways, and it's really neat to see the different things the players come up with. So right now, Cutter's basically told me, you got to get up there to the top of this radar dish, and we got some guys coming in that are going to cause you trouble, which you can see there. Come down in their drop pods. When you spawn in multiplayer, which has 32-player multiplayer, you spawn in a drop pod as well, which is steerable, and you can squish guys. It's a lot of fun. Let me get rid of these guys, and then you're going to get to the good stuff. Although the gunplay is pretty fun, I must say. We really wanted to refine, you know, because it is the spiritual successor of Warhawk. We wanted to maintain that recipe of gameplay in so many different ways. However, we recognize that the genre has moved forward since, you know, we made the game, like, you know, 3 years ago. And, you know, every top-of-the-line shooter feature set in terms of online play, you know, party system, servers, tournaments, calendars, clans, you name it, we've got it. In fact, probably more than most. Because the multiplayer, which we have down on the show floor, is just a huge part of what makes, we think, you know, the whole gameplay of the whole game really come alive. However, you know, we also didn't have solo in Warhawk. And, you know, while a lot of people really, let me go ahead and do this. While a lot of people really love the gameplay, and it has this kind of, you know, everybody harkens back and they think back to it and they really liked it, they also said, damn, it's hard to get into. damn, there's a big learning curve. And, you know, I sure would like to know more about these guys. You know, who are these Chernobyls, Eucadians? So we decided to really approach this like, let's give people what they really need and what they want. Let's let them live in the universe. Let's give them a universe that looks like it's going to be fun. It has a lot of the recipe gameplay of Warhawk, but also that and more. And better. More and better is a philosophy.
There you go.
Now, in this particular mission, and not all of them are like this, but we've given you a really big sandbox to kind of screw around in, and the cutter there is going, hey, you've got some enemies coming in. Here's some toys for you. As I mentioned, this is a pod station here, and I can build it wherever I want. So I never build it over here, so I'll build it over here today. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. There we go. So this gives me a pod. Basically, AI enemies or allies are going to come down and help me out, and they're pretty good. They don't really turn the tide of battle so much as provide some more cannon fodder for the enemies to shoot at. We've got Tucker, Stetson, and Toby. They're reasonably intelligent. I mean, in terms of they will use the things that I provide. So, for instance, if I build this bunker, I'll do it right here. This is a supply bunker. It comes with a whole bunch of toys. Whoops, now I've got enemies coming in. They will use this, and you'll see them running in here in a second. But I'm going to go in and get some toys here. And now they're going to use it to barricade themselves in and use it like I would use it. And if I want to, say, build a turret, which is, you got to have a little turret, I think. That's kind of the rule. I can put it there, which I just did. And that does a pretty good job of taking out these kind of weak guys. These are kind of swarming guys that will come in and actually eat the buildings. Okay. So I got to do a good job there. Now, or I can just put it on top and upgrade this whole supply bunker so that it gets a better vantage point and all that kind of stuff. Now, every time I'm killing somebody or my guys are killing somebody, you see these blue orbs, and that's filling up this thing up in the top right. That's my build and battle energy bucket, essentially. And everything that I'm building is basically derived from that. The more I have, the more cool stuff I can build. In multiplayer online, same thing. Okay. And you collect that in a lot of different ways in multiplayer, but the object is to just kind of fill that out. All right, so I've got some new guys coming in. I'm going to build up I need some more help, so I'm going to call in another pod beacon here. Sometimes I put walls there. Sometimes I put a pod beacon there, because these guys get a little nasty. Oops. Because they come with missiles. And, rats. Okay, they already took out my pod beacon, because apparently it's too weak. And these guys, their whole job is to kind of take out the rig that I originally put down, because if that goes down, the mission ends. Okay. Otherwise, I can kind of hit it however many times I want to. As long as I don't lose that thing, I'll respawn in and get another shot at it. We don't like, number of lives and all that kind of thing, because we kind of figure, you bought solo, so you can kind of enjoy the game how you want to enjoy it. So limiting you to lives in our particular game just didn't really work well for it. So I've completed that wave. Now, just like a decent movie, I need a little downtime. And he's going to give me about 30 seconds to kind of get my stuff in gear, make sure that everything's set up. Clearly, obviously I played it before, so I know what's going to happen. Right. So you can see these guys. Toby and Trey are going to get ready. They're getting ready for whatever is coming next. Cutter, who you can't hear, is telling me, oh crap, the thing still doesn't work. I need more time. In a really cool Australian accent. So. Right. Now you can see all the stuff that I built. As I play through these missions, it'll just keep getting more and more. And the movies that we've got are all real time. So I've built, you're going to see some stuff come in. If I build underneath them, they accommodate for that. And they'll land on top of stuff and do all sorts of things. Okay. But now I gave it away. So let's see what we've got. He's going to give me some more toys here. Actually, I'll show you what they are. I don't want to build them yet, but I've got a beam turret, fantastic against vehicles, flying stuff, all that kind of thing. And I've got a mech pad down there. That's going to give me the ability to make mechs. In multiplayer, you get garages, you get mechs, you get all sorts of stuff like that. So there's a ton of different ways to approach the multiplayer.
So it looks like you guys got quite a bit of stuff in Starhawk. You guys just recently revealed the cover of Starhawk. Everyone, it had been rumored for quite some time. There was leaks out on the internet. But how long has Starhawk been in development? Has it been in development ever since you guys got done with Warhawk, or done before that? What you got? How long you guys been working on it?
Well, after Warhawk, we always felt, the community is huge, so we introduced like 3 DLC packs and a host of different like player modes and stuff. Really wanted to make sure those guys had new stuff to approach the game with, which we plan on doing for this. About halfway through doing the DLC, we started thinking about Starhawk, and it's gone through a number of iterations to wind up where it's at. Okay. But originally, and I've said this before in a few ways, it kind of started out as this kind of Little Big Planet type shooter. And then we realized as we're doing that, like, wow, that's really cool, but, our fans, our true faithful, what they really want is fast action, and this whole thing is slowing us down. How do we take that, give them what they want, yet still maintain that kind of modification of the battlefield? I'm going to kill that guy, and you can pop that right on top of him, if you so desire. And there's nothing more fun than doing that in multiplayer on somebody.
I'm sure.
So, as I mentioned, the Willard here is going to take this mech and use it for his own. If I want one, I can go up and just press the button. But he's going to go ahead and come down here, I think, probably, because we've got an attack coming in, and he knows it. And I'm going to go ahead and help him. Let's see what he's doing. Or, yeah, okay, he's going to protect those guys. See, my AI is pretty much doing a lot of the work right now for me, so that I can prepare, and if I know what's coming up next, I can go, you know what, I better go ahead and get my own mech. Okay. Which I will do. You just press this button, and, whoops, do I have enough money? There he goes. And boom, there it is. And I can go ahead, and you can see these guys have done a pretty good job of taking these guys out. Of course, I'm playing on easy. Right. This is the easy level, and because we want to make sure that we can show it. There we go. As I continue to do that, I'm continuing to collect energy. It looks like Willard's been through the mill here, so. And okay, so I've got some new guys coming up, and I'm going to go ahead and do a couple things. There's my swarm lasers that just automatically track, and one of the things we really wanted to make sure was this game, the ease of use, the pick up and play aspect was really important to us. And we do that by, what am I doing? Yeah, of course I'm doing that. This is the beam turret. This is fantastic against vehicles and air units, and you'll see it fire a beam up at those guys. It does a pretty good job, but it doesn't do good enough. Good enough that doesn't demand that I can do this.
Now that is crazy.
It is fun, we really, the Warhawk legacy, the original one started it as a flying game. And clearly, we had flying and running and all that kind of stuff in Warhawk for the PS3. But we really felt like we really wanted to maintain at least, that key element just to make sure that some of the funnest elements of Warhawk maintain themselves.
Definitely very impressed. When can we all expect Starhawk to come exclusively to the PlayStation 3?
Vaguetober 2012.
I like that. So I want to give a big shout out to him for spending the time to talk to us about Starhawk. Looks incredible. Be sure to check it out when it launches exclusively on the PS3. We're out.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Access granted.